Hi, I'm John Maxwell. When the top companies in the world are looking for trainers, speakers, and coaches, there's one name that stands above the rest, and that's Maxwell Leadership. Our certified team members have gotten proven results for companies all over the globe, and our reputation, I'm proud to say, is second to none. Some of our members have risen to the top of their profession, including the one you're going to meet today. I proudly introduce you to my friend Bob Fabian Zinka.
Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If you need to develop into a better leader, this podcast is for you. If you want to achieve a greater level of success, this podcast is for you. His mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell, said it best: everything rises and falls on leadership. We hope to inspire you today and provide you with an insight that has the potential to positively impact the trajectory of your life. Welcome to the Leadership and Success Podcast.
Imagine gaining the leadership skills that could redefine your career. Join Coach BZ on the Leadership and Success Podcast, where each episode delivers practical insights from world-class speakers, military leaders, and industry experts. We dive deep into what matters most: building resilient teams, leading through uncertainty, and navigating complexity with clarity and confidence. Every conversation is crafted for aspiring leaders like you who are ready to grow, lead, and make a lasting impact. Don't miss our powerful live sessions and recent highlights. Michelle Hayward on building diverse, high-performing technical teams. Ann Leslie on leading through global complexity and cybersecurity risk. Ron Carpenter AI exploring faith, resilience, and AI-powered leadership. Colonel Michelle G.I. Gardner-Ince on commanding influence from the battlefield to the boardroom. Chris Robinson on shifting from drift to drive in life and leadership. And Coach Enrique Acosta Gonzalez on mentorship, legacy, and heart-centered leadership. Ready to level up your leadership journey? Tune in on Spotify, Apple, Audible Podcasts, YouTube Live, and LinkedIn Live. Join the movement toward leadership excellence. Listen now and start transforming your success.
Welcome back to another episode of the Leadership and Success Podcast with Coach BZ. I'm so excited for today's conversation because we have a truly extraordinary leader joining us. My guest is Doniella McKoy, a globally recognized resilience leader, educator, and community builder. Doniella currently serves as Corporate Business Continuity Manager for the Americas at Syneos Health, where she leads programs across Argentina, Canada, Colombia, Mexico, and the United States. Under her leadership, her team has been nominated for the 2025 BCI Business Continuity Team of the Year Award. But her impact goes far beyond the corporate world. Doniella is the founder of Global Resilience Exchange and Continuity Coffee and Chat, platforms that have connected resilience professionals across the globe since 2021. She also shares powerful insights on her YouTube channel, Global Resilience X, where she continues to advance thought leadership in business continuity. Her career spans FEMA, New York City Emergency Management, and Health Partners plans, where she shaped public health preparedness, crisis communication, and disaster recovery for millions of people. She has responded to some of the most critical crises of our time, from the Ebola outbreak in Texas to the unaccompanied minors crisis in 2014. And on top of all that, she's a dedicated educator, having taught emergency management and business continuity in New York, Alaska, and Abu Dhabi. And she remains a proud member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So today we're going to dive into her journey, her leadership lessons, and her vision for building resilience in a rapidly changing world. Friends, help me welcome to the podcast, Doniella McKoy.
The most interesting thing about being a lecturer, an instructor, professor, whatever your title is you can give out an assignment to 100 students and you will get 100 different answers. Unless you're teaching math, and I think that's so important to bring into the profession because there's, like they say, a lot of ways to skin a cat. So when you're thinking about how you're serving your community, you also have to recall the fact that your community is varied, it's diverse, it understands differently. So University of Alaska is an interesting demographic. You get a lot of adult learners there, which is, a different layer. And Abu Dhabi, it was English as a second language. And so crisis, disaster, emergency, these are all very specific terms that don't necessarily have an equal translation. So you're trying to portray or persuade people that they have to think a certain way in ways that they've never had to think before, right? And that's the whole point of being a student, is for us to be able to help them to grow and get to that next level. If they knew it already, they probably wouldn't have to be there. So I think it helps with giving grace, slowing down, right? These people don't know it yet. So how are you going to get them there? But then also, how are they going to use that information to benefit their community positively? And so teaching across, the city, Alaska, Abu Dhabi, you get the opportunity to share the joy, I think, the joy of resilience to people that I would never get a chance to talk to. And so I take it very seriously when I'm in the classroom, that it doesn't just stay in the classroom.
Hello, everyone. This is Coach BZ. Thanks so much for being with me today. Today is Thursday, September 25th. It's about 6:40 a.m. on the West Coast, so 9:40 a.m. on the East Coast. Let's start with our moment of gratitude. Let me get this set up. Just a moment. Here we go. So, like it is our custom here on this show, close your eyes if you can. Put yourself in your happy place and take a deep breath and think about one thing that you are grateful for today. What are you grateful for? I think today I am grateful for the opportunity to add to the body of knowledge, right, for cybersecurity and technology. I'm going to be speaking later today, and you can RSVP. You can see it on my LinkedIn page at the Cybersecurity webinar today, honoring Hispanic and Latinx contribution to national security. So it's going to be at 12 p.m. California, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And you can click on the link and register to watch me and Marco live. It is really amazing to be able to reach out to different people, different culture, and talk about one of my favorite subjects: national security, cybersecurity, privacy, and insider threat. So I will be on LinkedIn 12 p.m. noon, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you can join me, that would be great. So today is going to be a much shorter podcast. We're going to be giving you a 10-minute recap from the wonderful exchange leadership conversation I had with Doniella McKoy last week. So that was for season 4, episode 76. So today I've already shown you a highlight of the conversation. I'm now going to provide you a 10-minute recap done by my AI agent. And after that, I will be back. And if you have any question for me, please type it in the comment. And also, I'd like to know where you are joining us from, what city, what state, and what country, if outside of the US. And also, what is that one thing you are grateful for today? Again, you have a question for me, type it in the comment, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Thank you again for being with us today. All right, let's go.
Welcome to the Leadership and Success session. Today we're diving deep into resilience and how it shapes leadership in every arena, from military operations to tech startups.
I'm excited about that. So, resilience, huh? It's like that magic ingredient that turns unexpected crises into growth opportunities.
Exactly. Think about it. In every operation, whether it's a cyber attack or a public health emergency, resilience is the thing that differentiates failure from growth. And that's what makes these lessons from Doniella McKoy so impactful.
For sure. And wasn't it fascinating how her journey started with a movie? I mean, watching I Am Legend and then realizing I'm going to be the person who keeps people safe.
Right, it's like she got so rattled by the film that she thought, how could this happen? Who's going to step up? And that's when she called on her purpose.
And then she dove into emergency management, getting her master's in healthcare emergency management, joining FEMA Corps, and working through real crises like Ebola and the unaccompanied minors crisis. That's real-world experience taking shape.
Yeah, she really turned that moment of shock into a call to action, teaching us that inspiration can come from the most unexpected sources.
Absolutely.
And it reminds us to stay curious and open to our hidden callings.
Speaking of curiosity, her advice that people who want to gain more knowledge are going to do better really struck a chord with me. It's not just about mastering a function, but understanding the whole mission.
True, it's like in the Navy, they say you shouldn't just know your department, you should grasp the ship as a whole. And similarly in tech, it's about understanding your product and customer, not just the code.
And then there's the point about every sector having its problems. Whether you're in public service, private enterprise, or nonprofits, issues pop up everywhere.
Yeah, that's a fundamental lesson. Problems don't discriminate by sector. Everyone faces challenges, so our job as leaders is to help our teams bend without breaking.
I do have a little question about that, though. Doniella states that sometimes issues aren't even the organization's fault. But isn't there a risk that by accepting that too readily, leaders might just get complacent?
You know, that's a fair point. But I think her perspective is more about taking responsibility, no matter the origin of the problem.
Yeah.
It's like saying, face the inevitability of issues and lead your team to manage them with agility.
Makes sense. Another big lesson she threw out is about community being a force multiplier. Whether you're in the UAE or the USA, connecting with others facing similar challenges really builds collective resilience.
Exactly. It's like building a safety net of shared experiences, almost like a global think tank on resilience. And that's why her initiatives like Global Resilience Exchange and Continuity Coffee and Chat are such game changers.
And her innovation of running no-camera sessions to overcome cultural and personal barriers, wow, that's inclusivity in action.
Yes, it really shows that effective leadership is about making sure everyone feels seen and heard.
Yep.
And letting people contribute safely.
Something else that stood out to me was her advice on not sticking with something you don't like just because it's stable. Pivot quickly. Pursue what truly resonates with you.
Right. It's like, if you're in a role that feels unfulfilling, you should be brave enough to pivot, even in high-risk environments.
Yeah.
Because comfort can sometimes be the enemy of growth.
And then there was that profound servant leadership lesson. Take care of your people and they will take care of you. That's such a clear and simple message that carries so much weight.
Definitely. It's not just about strategy or technical expertise. It's about trust, respect, and genuine care. Real leadership endurance comes from nurturing your team.
I really appreciate how she ties in the human element. During crises like Ebola and COVID-19, understanding human behavior became the X factor.
Yeah, it's like, Leaders need to read their teams and decide, is it time to console, push, or step back? Effective crisis management isn't just technical, it's deeply personal. Empathy
Right.
and clear communication are indispensable.
And then there's that note on faith, integrity, and authentic leadership. I mean, how powerful is it when you have that personal anchor amidst chaos?
It's immensely powerful. Her quote from Ecclesiastes 4 really sums it up. Two is better than one. Reminding us that collaboration and trust are the cornerstones of resilience.
One part of her advice that really resonated was her reflection to her 17-year-old self. Keep your standards high, submit to God, note that not everyone will be your friend. It's a tough but honest truth.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that our journey isn't just about achieving success, but about making an impact with integrity and care.
Yeah.
And often unseen allies and divine guidance are working behind the scenes.
Now, one thing I do wonder though, how do you effectively implement all these layers of resilience in environments that are inherently high pressure, like the military or fast paced tech startups?
That's a great question. I think it comes down to tailoring your approach. Not every tactic works for every sector. It's about understanding your environment and then infusing those principles of compassion, inclusion, and decisive action.
So it's a bit of a balancing act, technical know how with soft skills, right?
Exactly. And speaking of balance, her leadership journey, from crisis management in New York City to leading large teams in global corporations, shows us that resilience transcends job titles and sectors. It's a universal trait.
And her story is proof that leadership isn't just about the strategies you deploy, but also about making human connections that outfit your team with strength.
Right. Like building a legacy of joy, care, and collective success. Doniella's words, "If I had one day to live, I'd want to make someone feel joy and loved," really encapsulate that spirit. Her focus is on leaving room for others to shine.
And to all the aspiring leaders out there, these lessons serve as a gentle yet firm push. Be curious, stay resilient, and remember that leadership is about taking care of your people.
Exactly. Whether you're navigating the halls of a boardroom or coordinating emergency responses, your role is to create teams that bend but never break.
Right on.
Those are survival skills in their truest form.
I love how these insights bridge such diverse fields: military, tech, public health. It really unites all of us under one leadership umbrella.
Yep. And it reminds us that resilience is not just a reactive measure, but a proactive approach to nurturing an inclusive and innovative community. And that's the
Absolutely.
call to lead together.
Well, it looks like we've unpacked quite a bit today. Resilience, curiosity, community, servant leadership, and more. I feel like I'm leaving with a renewed perspective on leading under pressure.
Couldn't agree more. Remember, folks, leadership is a journey of continuous growth, where staying true to yourself and your people is what makes you truly effective.
Yep.
So let's keep pushing forward and let's lead with resounding integrity and compassion.
Thanks for this invigorating discussion. Let's take these lessons into our next challenges. And remember that together, we're always stronger.
All right. So, what is the greatest lesson you have learned so far?
Don't get good at something you don't like. Humans like to pigeonhole you. So my first career out of school was workers' compensation insurance. And I believe I was the first person to get a job out of my class. So everyone was like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. I did not grow up wanting to be an insurance adjuster. I'm just going to say that. No shade. But I still get recruiters to this day like, hey, I saw you have experience with workers' comp. Do you want to do this? And it's like, I haven't done that in almost 20 years, right? So if I had stayed and did that because it was a stable paycheck and the company had a good name and things like that, I probably would have been stuck there. So don't get good at something that you don't like, as well as pivot quickly and intentionally. So a lateral move is still a move. right? And so if that is what's available to you, especially in business continuity emergency management, there's not a lot of higher levels. Sometimes you just have to go to another organization. You do have to understand how that pivot and being intentional could, create your career.
That is very powerful, very good advice. So,
right? And so if that is what's available to you, especially in business continuity emergency management, there's not a lot of higher levels. Sometimes you just have to go to another organization. You do have to understand how that pivot and being intentional could, create your career.
that is very powerful, very good advice. So, what is the greatest leadership advice you have ever received?
Take care of your people and they will take care of you. If you don't take care of your people, they will still take care of you, but not in the way that you want. And that was said by retired Major General Alfred Flowers. He has a book out, Servant Leaders. And so I think that's really important, right? The way that we talk to people, interact with people, care for people, how we make them feel is really going to define your ability to be a leader. Because if people don't like you, eventually you're going to get pushed out.
That is so true. And in the military, we say mission first, but people always. And one crazy story I've heard during. All right, that's gonna be it for today. I don't see any question on LinkedIn or YouTube. Okay, thanks again for being with me today. And again, a reminder, if you can, at 12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can join me at the Diversity Honoring Hispanic and Latinx Contribution to National Security. I will be one of the keynote speakers with Marco. Please join us if you can. And tomorrow, I'm going to have a powerful leadership conversation with the one and only Sharon Lecter. You probably already know her. She's the co-founder of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad brand. Everybody in the world has seen that book and all of the other products that they have created. So she's going to be here on the Leadership and Success podcast tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, we are going to have my brother, shipmate, Captain Select, Desmond Walker. He's going to be here in the afternoon, and you do not want to miss it. All right, until tomorrow, have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye, everybody. This is Coach Busy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership and Success Podcast with your host, Coach BZ. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to our channels and come back for more wisdom nuggets on how you may develop into a better leader and achieve greater levels of success. Leadership is the most critical skill. The world will always need leaders to lead others, deploy the next disruptive technology, or execute a business strategy. You may as well decide on counting yourself among the 21st century leaders. See you right here next time on the Leadership and Success Podcast with Coach BZ.